Hello gamers, it's Wintermute here from Grind This Game. Continuing on with my Outbreak base, and things are going alright. I basically let it run from cycle 480 to about cycle 516 here. I took on 7 more dupes, but we're having some issues now. And I'll explain here. We don't have enough water to run these 2 CO2 scrubbers, as well as our 2 electrolyzers up here. It takes a lot of fresh water, and we only have the one geyser hooked up right now. There's one down here. And this is kind of our reserve water, but it's been going down steadily, so we're going to run out at some point of fresh water. So what I need to do is tie into this other freshwater geyser, steam geyser up here. So I'll get a pump going up there. It's going to take a while to get electricity up there. And pipe it all the way down into the base. Probably go along here, down this one main ladder. We're probably going to have to farm some gold amalgam or some kind of metal because we're low on metals. How are we doing for metal? Raw metal. We got Wolframite. Actually, we got 17,000 iron ore, and that's 1,700. So yeah, we're gonna have to mine some metal to get the circuit all the way up there. One other thing I did off camera was improved this quite a bit. So what was happening was the carbon skimmers were overheating really easily, and even with all these wheezeworts, they were still overheating. So what I've done is I've put in a atmo switch that leads into the power of this carbon skimmer. So it only kicks in if the pressure is above 1587. The other one's set at 1509, just kind of because I used the slider. And we're pumping CO2 into this room right here. And this is mainly coming from the base and the natural gas generators. So it's overpressurized right now, so they have to kind of catch up. But because they only kick in when there's enough pressure, they're not constantly running, and they don't overheat anymore, which is good. The downside is that they're not clearing CO2 as fast anymore. So our CO2 is kind of creeping up into the base here. So it's kind of gotten to this level. It wasn't this high before, it was like way down here. And because we're only running one electrolyzer, the oxygen's getting pretty thin in here. And I have this algae deoxidizer on a atmo switch as well now. And it kicks in if the pressure drops below 458, which it is right now, because we're dangerously low in oxygen. And we only have a finite amount of algae. We have 10,000 algae left. And we could go mine some more, and we could turn slime into algae, but I want to completely get off algae. So what I got to do is tap into the other geyser, get our electrolyzers going, ramping up a bit more, maybe build another air scrubber, and then I think we can sustain this colony. I also filmed, I recorded from cycle 480 to cycle 5 something, and I'll do a time lapse later of that. I'll speed it up like mega so you can kind of see how it went. So let's see how far we can. Oh, we got some mopping we gotta do. People didn't make it to the bathroom. We're great for food, at least. We got 800,000 food. Stress is pretty low. So I'm gonna build a nice tile floor along here. So that's nice and fast for them to move on. It is getting laggier now. Dig all that out. Dig out this algae while we're here. This is all iron ore here, so we're gonna mine that too while we're here. Just might as well dig all this out. So while they're building all that, kind of want to mine this out. And we'll put our pump right here, I guess. We'll use gold here because it's really hot. But then I'll use iron since we found lots of iron going down here. And along here. See how much iron we have after all that. Just digging out this oxalate as well. Get more oxygen production in here. There's a nice juicy chunk of algae here. We could get another one here. A lot of sand here. I think with only 2 steam geysers per map, it kind of limits, it caps the population. There's only so many people you can take on. Mainly because of the oxygen generation. The other thing we need is a pipe going all the way down, so gotta build that. It's a long way. It's gonna take a while to build. I'm gonna skip ahead for you guys so you don't have to watch them build all this stuff. And we'll see it after it's all built. The other thing I'm going to do is set up 2 more gas pumps here so we can get more oxygen to the base. We don't have the water for that yet, but we will pretty soon. So, then I've split off this hydrogen generator from the main circuit here. So hopefully we'll get enough hydrogen out of 2 or 3 electrolyzers to run this circuit. So let's bring this up here. Space them out a bit so that they don't overheat. Do a filter in a similar way. Basically a mirror image of this. Put all the gas into one input. Send the hydrogen off to the hydrogen generator. And then send everything else, which should be just pure oxygen, off to the base. And I might use a second line because I think it's going to get... Will it get full? I think we can handle it. I think we can join these 2. We'll see. If not, we'll have 2 independent lines. Now, if there's not enough hydrogen to run all this, it just won't run. So it'll. We could lead another power line up here, which I might do if we really need the oxygen. And I might make this room a bit bigger, actually, just to allow a bit more buffering, allow the pressure to build, and we might need another electrolyzer here. So we need to filter out hydrogen. Now I probably should put atmo switches on here so that we only run the pumps when we have ample pressure. And I might just do that actually. So atmo switch. Kind of a waste to use 2 here, but whatever. Also put an atmo switch on these pumps. Oh, this is all unreachable. Now let's only run these when we get up to 1,000 grams. Plug this little hole here. It's kind of bugging me. There we go. That should prevent all this from overheating because they're only going to pump when the pressure's ample. I should have made use of thermo switches and atmo switches more liberally since they came out, because they're pretty cool. They save you energy and they prevent overheating. They're pretty handy. So we'll go check on the building that we're doing of all this piping. See how it's coming along. Well, they got most of it built. Oh, just this last stretch here. We have this really nice cold biome here. What I might do is send the liquid, it's going to be pretty hot from here, send it through some Wolframite pipes in here so that it can cool down before we send it back to the base. That'll slowly heat up this whole area. So how much Wolframite do we have? We want a non-insulated Wolframite pipe. I don't know how much this will cool it down, but we can see. If we need more, we can just extend it. Why is this unreachable? Oh, haha. I have to deconstruct this tile here. So after setting up those two other pumps, this is looking way nicer in here. And as mentioned in a previous video, this thing here is sucking up all the air around it, and it's sending any chlorine it finds off to our chlorine room, and it's sending CO2 and polluted oxygen down to our CO2 scrubber. It just keeps this CO2 at bay here so that the base remains nice and clean. And our clean water level is going down, I think. So they finished all the power down there and all the piping except for this Wolframite bit here. And we need some more Wolframite, so we're gonna dig in maybe right here. There's some. Let's get a ladder going up there. Wolframite's pretty rare. There's a little bit over here. And there's a little bit over here. Oh, and there's a nice section up here. Oh, and here too. If we need it, we'll go all the way up there. There's 600 kilograms, which is like 6 little sections of pipe. So with these 2 little pockets, we might have enough. If not, we'll go up here and get these big chunks. Now our pipe should be running. I think there's a little bit of section missing here. Oh yeah, I can't get to that. So the top geyser I'll probably use as a dedicated water source for our electrolyzers. Add that tiny little bit left and they would have been done. But it's nighttime. So once this is all set up, I'm going to try to run the base for maybe 50 cycles on autopilot and see if everything is stable. I'll probably lock all the doors leading out of the base so that they stay in this area. Maybe we'll try 100 cycles just to see if they can do it. I like sustainable bases. Oh, we have water coming now. Slowly working its way down to the base. It's pretty hot, 45 degrees. That might heat up this room too much, but once we get the Wolframite cooling in, it might help a bit. We could also put some wheezeworts right by that Wolframite pipe to cool it down even more. So there we go, we got water flowing through our Wolframite. So it's going in at 57 or 50 degrees. And it's coming out at... Wait for it. Holy moly, it's coming out at... Oh, not as impressive. It's coming out at 44, 45. So it looks like it's taking about 5 degrees off. So we could extend this radiator more. And we might, because we want to get it down to maybe 30 degrees. But we gotta mine some more Wolframite for that. And those wheezeworts might cool it down even more. Oh, the joys of thermodynamics. People are getting slime lung as they kind of travel through here, so I want to just eradicate some of this. And get some slime and algae and gold and stuff in the process. Once all this chlorine breaks through here, that's going to kill a lot of the slime lung in here. And I put in another filter for the polluted oxygen. I think at one point we had 170,000 sand, and we're down to 140,000. But there's tons of places still we can mine it out. Now I'm going to take out one compost and take out these 2 wash basins. And put one wash basin over here just to make some more room for bedrooms. Changing the distribution of these pipes so that it branches off here first and dumps here, because this area is really low in oxygen. Meanwhile, this area where they hardly ever go is high in oxygen, so we can afford not to dump into there first. This should improve things a bit. See, they're waking up in the middle of the night to breathe. That's bad. Meanwhile, they never go here, so I think this will be better overall. In fact, I think I can get rid of this vent here. It's looking better here already. It's kind of getting brighter. This will eventually kind of, this area where all the medical beds are, it's okay if it's really low in oxygen because they're not going to go in here much. So I think that's it for this episode. We fine-tuned a lot of things. We got oxygen levels back up to somewhat normal. Can probably put in another CO2 scrubber maybe next episode. If I continue on with this base. I'm not quite sure if I will. This water level we'll have to keep an eye on. I cleared this out kind of off camera. Things seem pretty stable now, though. I thought these might overheat since we're sending them hot water. So far, they seem okay. I think our food, let's check our food. We have a slight net decrease, but we have 800,000 in reserve, so I think food will be okay. This grill might overheat. It's one of my worries. But it's negative 50 degrees in here. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, now this is low oxygen, which is fine. We don't want this area to get too low because this is a bedroom. We do have some CO2 building up in here though. It's not good. Probably because I put this tile in here as a water block. Now it should be able to flow down better. So let me know in a comment if you think I should continue with this base, start a new one, or try something entirely different. Because I think I've done pretty much all I want to do, and we're kind of tapped out for water. So please hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying these videos. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.